Welcome back, everyone. For this video, we're going to be looking at building the traction loss framework. The traction loss framework comes in two profiles. There's an upper profile and there's a lower profile. So we'll explain how to build first how to build the upper profile, then we go into the lower profile, then we'll conclude with how it all works together, the traction loss, the surge on top of it, and your actual rig. So let's get started. Let's build the top profile of the traction loss framework. For this, all you're gonna need is the two horizontal aluminum pieces right here, which is the front piece and the rear piece of the profile of the top profile. And there you're going to need the cups, the four cups. In my case, they're red. I think they could be black as well. Where the four actuators will sit. And under those red cups, directly, you're gonna have the rollers that will actually roll on the bottom traction loss framework, which we'll get to that. Okay, now these aluminum pieces, or the aluminum profile pieces right here, in my case, they are 31 inches in length. And the reason why 31 inches is what I did is I measured after I connected the actuators to the surge platform. I measured the distance end to end. So if you have, let's imagine this is the actuator one, and this is the second actuator right here that are connected on the rig on the surge platform. So from here to here, end to end, I have about 30 inches between the two. So I gave it another inch for the actual profile. Now you can give it 2 inch, you can give it 3 inch extra. It really does not matter the length of these the profiles, but you don't need to go more than that. So I gave it an inch. You can give it 2 inch again. It's not gonna matter much. So they're 31 inches, and both of them are 31 inches. And when I connected the cups, they are about 1 inch from the edge. So if you take a look at this area right here, there's about 1 inch from. You see, there's a little gap right here, which is about 1 inch. Now to be even accurate and to actually to get even better measurement, then I would measure you know how the actuator actually the metal piece where the bottom of the actuator, like you know how the actuator is like this, and then you have this little metal, and then bam, and then the cup is right here. So what you can do to even get better measurements and more accurate measurements is, this is the cup. You can just measure while the actuators are connected to your surge, the distance from here to here, which is this little piece of the actuator and this little piece of the actuator, and then just come, just based off that, you can place these red cups. It's very straightforward. The installation of these red cups, you have the screws and you have the rolling nuts. You just insert the rolling nuts, insert the screws, and just ensure that your actuators will actually sit right in the middle. So these are the expectation right here. This is the actuator, and this is the actuator right here. And I also want to mention that these two aluminum profiles are actually 40 by 120 pieces, and you can tell. So they're 40 by 120. So that should be it for the first piece. It's very, very, very easy. Just these two pieces, 4 red cups, get them installed, and let's move on to the next piece. Okay, so now we're moving on to these top pieces on the top traction loss profile. These pieces, again, the installation of these are pretty straightforward as well. You have these two long pieces right here. These are 40 by 80 profiles, and each one is 34.5 inches. Again, these are my measurements according to my rig. So these are 34.5 inches. That's the length of these ones right here, and they're installed about 8.5 inches from the edge. So 8.5 and 8.5 from here, 8.5 to 9, 8.5 to 9 from this side. And the installation of these profiles is pretty straightforward. You can just put the brackets, the gussets right here. Again, depends. You can strengthen this as much as you can. If you have more gussets, just go for more gussets. There are a lot of gussets that come in, like I mentioned, like they have the 3 holes in one piece. So if you have those, go for it. If you have the 2 holes, just go for it and put one of these 1 hole ones. Just make sure it's strong enough for the movement you're going to be getting. Like I mentioned in one of my earlier videos, there was a situation, there was a case where some of these actually did come off, and I had to go in and add more gussets and make it stronger, because there's a lot of movements and jerking that happens when you're actually racing. And yeah, so that should be it. Okay, so let's move on to the final steps of building the top part of the traction loss platform. The final steps, there's only like two things that are left. The first one is connecting these rollers right here. And you see there are 4 rollers that come in the package, and these 4 rollers, you have one on each end, and this little piece, this little connector in the middle that will connect to the bottom profile of the traction loss. If you look at the picture here, you'll see that I made it as clear as possible. I have my rollers directly, sitting directly right under the cups. Again, a little bit to the side, a little bit to the left or the right. It's not going to matter. But in my case, I tried as much as I can to center them or put them directly right under the red cups on top. And the installation of these rollers is pretty simple. Again, you have the rolling nuts, you have the screws. Just put that in, and you're good to go. And once that is done, if you take a look at this middle piece that we have here, right here, this middle piece. Again, very, very easy to connect. I put it between these 2 profiles. So if you can tell, it's right on the edge here, almost, of these 2 profiles. Installation, again, is pretty straightforward. Put in the roller nuts, put in the screws, and you are good to go. And remember, this piece right here, do not worry about the bottom piece right now. Just worry about the top piece, which is just one piece with the hole inside, and it will just connect to the bottom piece of the traction loss profile. Again, I'm going to do a second part of the video. That should conclude the video for the top traction loss profile. I'm going to do a part 2 of the video, which will talk about the bottom traction loss profile. And I know I've been gone for a while. Sorry, guys. I've been pretty busy. But I didn't want to disappear and not give you a video, especially if you're going along and building this. And I'll be releasing part 2 of the video pretty soon. So maybe like in a couple days, I'll have that up. Please leave any comments, any questions, and I'll be able to support you and help you. Thank you.